I should have became a teacher. More ting. This is gonna be a quick one. I probably say that every video. It's been a few days, but it's raining right now, and it's been a few days raining, on and off. It's Monday, May 1st. Have a great May month. I hope y'all had a great April month, a great last week of April 2023. I hope you have a great first week of May in 2023. I want to talk about something real random in particular. Real random and in particular. Growing up, I'm trying to think how I want to word it because I really don't want to be insensitive and I want to just express how I feel. Growing up, I've talked about this too before. Growing up, my mother used to, I was about to say always, but yeah, always get gifts from my teachers. And it was always, every time she did it, understood why. They have that teacher-parent relationship where it's like, you know, I'm giving you the reins right now. Like you my parent watching my baby. You know what we go through in our community. I get it. I grew up in New Jersey. Look, I love to say that for people because I don't want nobody out there to forget. So I'll never forget. I mean, one time Big Sean said in the line, he said, feeling conflicted like repping a city that I never hardly stayed. That's on his new album, he said that too. But I don't feel conflicted. Like, I still rep it. You're gonna rep where you from. Like, it don't matter. Don't let nobody make you feel like that. But with that being said, how come I do not get my teachers gifts right now? The last time I got my son's teacher a gift was at an older school, but he first was starting, and it was my wife doing it. It's funny because I feel like the teachers definitely do deserve a gift or a token of appreciation for sure. Like, for sure. I don't know, man. It's just until... All right, when you want to do something for somebody, the kindness of your heart, I'm perfect like this because it don't matter. When you want to do something for somebody, you go and do it, regardless. We make time for what we want to make time for. But, I don't know, nowadays, it's like, I've seen so much with these teachers. I've been through so much with teachers, and I haven't, and I don't want the relationship that I'm building with my current son's teachers to be tarnished in no type of way. So what I'm saying is that I send my kids to school with important values, morals, and try to keep their standards to them every day, and that's up to them to do that. The teachers see that, they know that. They meet one of us or they meet the parents. I haven't met most of the teachers most of the teachers at my oldest son's school. My wife has though, but they meet us so they get a sense of us. So they do their discernment and judge, and we do the same thing about them, but not really as much though. It's just it does happen though, because you meet the person, so it's like, okay, these are certain things about that person, and it makes sense when they know the child or whatever. Because the teachers know that. We knew that growing up. Like, your mom, your father was probably just like you. Whatever. So they do the same thing. Great. That hasn't changed. We're in a different community though now. So it's like our standards are very different from most. And that's just the difference. It's like I want to always keep that up. And I'm going to keep that up in my household and in my family and amongst our family forever. Even their children too. We're going to keep that up. Talking about racism and, understanding history and understanding how we were treated and understanding self-esteem for young black men. That I'm always teach them that, and they're always going to carry that. That's not like how white people assume, I don't know. I don't know what white people assume, but I know they assume a lot. But we teaching them racism, just like we assume that they teaching them that. Because if you're not teaching them what's really going on, we've been through this. You're not teaching them. I always say this: if you can't have a conversation with a white person and they can't admit the privilege they have off back, we can't have no conversation. Because that's the part you should be teaching your child. Where it come from, where the privilege come from, what the privilege does for you, and when you see it, what to do. Always, kind of tell people, treat you normal. Like, oh, do I really qualify for that? Why not? I mean, I never thought about questions that a white person could ask. Like, damn, did y'all really just gonna let me get that and I don't even qualify? I just want whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Because I know for us as black people, we got to have every little piece of information, proof of identity, all that. And I don't even care. It just makes... I'm not saying they do give it away for white people. I'm just saying they do. We just make sure we have all our stuff. We do. Every date has to be expired. or the expiration date has to be way before today type deal. It always seemed like that for me personally. That's why it's like, as soon as you make a mistake, you're going way back. You're taking mad steps back, you know, deplete the progress you did make. So it's like, it's not good for nobody to make, you know, poor choices. But it's definitely not good for a black man. So it's like, all that with our values and our history, that's things that we deal with in my community, my household, my current community, not my current community I live in, not reside in, but my community I directly come from, and other ones that I visited and frequent. So we see it and we understand it, we know it. So those values are in our children. Now, to the teacher, I feel like white people be feeling like they, you know, when you do those type of, have those values, you hate them. Remember, I gotta make a video about that, like a series or something. Loving yourself and where you come from and who you are, it doesn't mean you hate another person, a white person, never. And I don't ever want people to feel like that. I'm not saying white people have said that to me. I have had white people say that, but I'm not saying nobody in the school system has said that. But I just treat the few white people I have heard that say that like because you can feel it in their energy. You'll be walking down the street or walking down the hallway, two white people be talking, male, female, whoever, two women, two men, whatever. They could be talking already, but it seems like every single time you happen to walk past them, or if you crossing past, their conversation stop and they start listening to nothing, because I may not be talking, I'm just walking. The conversation just stop talking. That happens every single time. When black people walk past anybody, we still conversing, we laughing, joking, we still mobbing, walking through. And that could be considered ghetto, or it could be considered just rude. Like, how? We're walking past you. We're minding our business, you're minding your business. Why are you staring at us up and down while we walk past you? That comes with the entitlement. So let me digress, because all that matters. So it's like, I don't want my child to get treated by a teacher that goes on strike, that feels entitled to want more. And I love our teachers. I love them. It's just, I've been through a lot with the teachers and how they feel about my children in particular, with like dyslexia. They claim that he might have had that. ADHD, they definitely claim they have that, because they say no kid doesn't have it, and I bite back that every chance I get. So I just know that when they got a parent like me who's not giving it to them, and there's not no chance ever in hell, they look at it like, man, I didn't go to school, I didn't come here to deal with that. I feel like, you know, and when I was going, they told us that you could put those children on medicine. Then once they're on medicine, they're easily more contained and more controlled, and that little part of them. But then come on now, like, y'all really thought I was gonna put my kid on medicine because that's something you were used to? So mind you, I don't know if that's how they think. This is how I'm thinking, because I gotta control it. So it's like, I just treat them with respect. I tell my kids to treat them with respect. I ask them every day, did y'all teach the teachers nice? Well, they nice to y'all. I have to do that every single day amongst many other questions. But I ask them that every day to remind them. It goes both ways. The teachers, when you got them in there, and when you got the kids in their environment, that's their environment. And when the kids are too silly, teachers don't want to be around that. They ignore the kids. They pass judgment on them, and which is understandable. I get it. I was one of them kids too that got kind of played out by teachers too. It ain't cool, but I don't want that for my son. So it's like, the times that it has happened for my son, I can't imagine buying them a gift for Christmas, Valentine's Day, holidays I don't even celebrate that they don't know nothing about. The end of the year. Why? Because in the beginning of the year, we had a little small incident where I feel like you might have gave up on my son. Like, you didn't communicate something that happened. So mind you, yeah, they could always say we could be communicating back and forth together, but no, every time something happens, y'all should be communicating to us. But they don't. They wait for it to build up, and then they let you know. Especially years ago when this issues first started, when my kids first started going to school, things would continue to happen. Then they would let me know. Then I would tell them that you can't. I don't appreciate that. That's how you're gonna do it. I don't appreciate that, because he's already not going on medicine. So whatever curriculum you're looking for, or protocol, I don't want him to equate to that, because you could just let me know. And then now, ever since then, they've really been holding stuff back. That's why I be like, man, it's some bullshit in these other communities going to school. They got good. I try not to put my beliefs and things on it, too much of my experience with my kids, because I say, I'm glad y'all got this current living in life. It's gonna help you get to a better place in the future, hopefully, because of the environment alone, the type of education you get alone. That's why it is, the environment does help. the other people you're around, the mindset you're around. When you leave that building, what's outside your school? You have almost little small mansions up the hill from your middle school. That's what I tell them. So remind them, you don't have the inner city outside your middle school. You don't have that. You don't have a bunch of other elementary schools around you and y'all beefing, or middle schools around you and y'all fake beefing with each other, or soon to be high schools around you and y'all beefing. I mean, yeah, high schools have rivalries, but you don't have that right now. You don't have that. Y'all got little rivalries in your classroom, little pretend rivalries, online rivalries, which is more important to focus on. I can help you navigate through that too, my baby, my child I'm talking about. But he never had that. I'm just saying, like, this stuff I prepare. I always talk to them about stuff and they always tell me that, Dad, that's not going on, or that's not happening. Then it starts happening as they get older for certain things. And I be like, okay, at least you understood it, that I could just touch up on certain points that I used to say over the years, preparing you for this incident or whatever it is we're talking about happening. So that's just funny, like, it's just real funny. What else? There's another one too. I'm trying to think. There's another thing too. So getting them a gift, I just feel like I don't want them to feel like because people do feel like this. That's the whole thing. It don't matter. You can do what you want. You can have your intentions, but it's like, how do other people feel about your intentions? They probably gonna look at it like, oh yeah, whatever. His son is in MBs and they think on this. I would far from do it like that ever. I would ever try to get somebody a gift because I feel like, no. If we got you a gift, every time I ever got my teacher's son a gift, I have to think about it. Me personally is when my son asks for it to give it to him. Not because I want to do it myself. I don't bring it up like, oh, I'm not getting your teacher no gift. I wouldn't say it to him like that. I would just say, oh, you want to get it something? You can get it something like that. And make it say that, so you go out and pick something. And it'll be around the holiday, Valentine's Day or something like that. So he can add something to whatever it is his mother is already getting them, because she does get the teacher something for some of the holidays or times a year. But I don't look at it like that, because I know whenever I'm interacting with people, especially people who just feel like they're in a superior position than you, I'm the parent, but teachers do feel like they're in a superior position than you, respectfully, and they could be, but that's not a place to do that, make me feel like that, because you can look at me and tell I'm younger than, maybe we're about the same age probably, but you can't do that to me. I can't stand when anybody do that to me, because I can see it in your eyes. You just feel like you just don't know any of my experiences, and you just want to put yours ahead of them or ahead of where we currently at. Like, you can't do that, because I would never do that to you. I'm a big believer in that, teacher or not. And that part, I never let slide, and I always put that out there to the front for anybody I deal with, teachers included. So that usually gets me kind of on the back burner with teachers, and make me really like watch them more and more hold them accountable. That's really what it is, because us as black people, we hold people accountable, and we're the ones that's angry for holding somebody else accountable for something that I just talked about in the beginning. Something about that, holding people accountable for something that we would get our asses lynch mob for. Just a reference. Dead ass though. But I'm gonna end this one right here. As I said, it's been raining. It's a good day. I'm gonna go work out tomorrow. I said that last time I went today, but I'm gonna go work out tomorrow. I might just gotta do some few orders right now. And let's finish this into the video. I appreciate y'all time, y'all patience, y'all goodness. Each and every time. Trying to think of what else is going on. Beginning of May, raining. I feel like the seasons are changing. We get more into that in another video, but the seasons feel like they're changing and shifting. Like, it's raining more now. It's back on and off like a cold type of thing. I guess April was, the month of showers and all that. But all other, that's like the only consistent month, I feel like. But West Virginia's weather is so different. It's so different. Like February, March, rain, hail and snow back and forth. It could maybe be a bright day one day with a little warm to it, and then it could be hailing. It's been consistent like that around February and March, living down here. But I gotta go. One love.